Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. Today we're chatting about our top 3 favourite multi-pitch quick draws. So first up, what is a quick draw? Well, quick draws are used to clip into bolts that are put into the wall or perhaps trad gear that you place yourself. This is an example of one of the ones we're going to be talking about today. 2 carabiners separated by a dog bone in the middle, which you can use to grab onto in an emergency. One of the quick draws is for the bolt or for the gear, and one is for the rope. Now, there are lots of different quick draws out there on the market, and we've done a fair few top 3s on those, from trad to sport climbing. But today we're looking at multi-pitch, so how do those differ? Well, when you're setting up on a multi-pitch, you tend to take a little bit more gear than if you were on a single pitch. That's because the pitches can be a bit longer and there are multiples of them and you don't want to be running out of gear. Therefore, let's say you're taking just quick draws for a sport climbing multi-pitch, you want them to be fairly low profile so they sit properly on your harness, lightweight because you're going to take more of them, but stand up to a bit of abuse. It's also worthwhile to have a few different lengths in your rack. That's because multi-pitches can wind all over the place or perhaps through roofs, and you want to be able to minimise rope drag when on those pitches. Now, it's worth pointing out that this is not a sponsored show. We've used our own experience, feedback from you guys, and shop sales to make up our top 3. So let's get cracking looking at our first candidate, the Black Diamond Mini Wire. You can buy the mini wire in either a set of 6 or individually. Each carabiner weighs in at just 75 grams and uses hot forged mini wire carabiners that are low profile to keep the weight down. Weight saving continues with the dog bone, which is just 10 millimeters thick and made from Dynex. They are 12 centimeters long. Integrated into the dog bone is a straight jacket insert which keeps the rope carabiner in its optimal position. The mini wire is a very well-made quick draw. It comes in around about €100 for the set, or about €17.50 if you're buying them individually. And boy, are they lightweight and streamlined, as you can see. There are a couple of disadvantages to that. For example, if your multi-pitching is alpine multi-pitching and you're wearing big gloves, then any small carabiner is going to be a little bit fiddly to clip. But if you're using gloves, you know that already. There's also not a key lock nose, so there can be the occasion where you might get a rope snag, but for a lot of people that's not usually an issue, and we've got quick draws that cover that side of things. So great little quick draw, love them on my harness. That's the BD, and now let's move on to something a little bit different, which is the Dixie Orion. This quick draw has more of a multi-pitch sport climbing pedigree than the other 2. We sell them in 12, 17 and 24 centimeter sizes, with the 12 centimeter version weighing in at 104.1 grams. There is a wide sling that is perfect for grabbing onto and hauling up in a tricky situation. The 2 carabiners are colour coordinated with a straight gate silver one for the bolt and a red curved gate for the rope clipping end. This means you can easily see which end to grab from your harness. The curved gate makes it much easier to clip the draws with the rope, so better for harder climbs. Dixie is a Spanish brand, and if you haven't heard of them before, they're worth checking out because they do make some quality gear at a reasonable price. Now, as I mentioned in that voiceover, we sell them in 3 sizes. This is the big boy and the 17 and the 12 centimeter versions, with the 12 coming in around about €15 on the Epic TV shop. Now, why would you need 3 sizes? Well, sometimes it's worth having a larger size on your rack because of rope drag. Sometimes if a route winds around or if there's a roof, you need to extend the quick draw. And of course you can clip the 2 together or use an extendable quick draw, but having a couple of these on your harness during a multi-pitch can be an advantage. As I said, it's aimed more towards the sport climbing way of things because they're a bit beefier, they can take some more falls, and that curved gate down the bottom makes for easy clipping. So a bit different from our other 2, which are perhaps more aimed at the trad side of things. This is firmly in the sport category. Okay, that's the Dixie done. Now let's look at a classic, the Orion Kestrel. The Kestrel is our lightest draw in this top 3, with the 15 centimeter version weighing just 59 grams. The carabiners are super minimal with wire gates, but they have quite a large gate opening of 20mm. The carabiners are colour coordinated for easy use when wrapped, black for the bolt or gear end and blue for the rope. The Dyneema webbing dog bone is 8mm thick and is designed for a streamlined rack rather than grabbing and hauling. On the face of it, these are fairly similar to the Black Diamond mini wire, and you can see when they're side by side the similarities. However, the Kestrel is a bit more streamlined. That carabiner is smaller than the BD one, which again will cause an issue with gloves if you use gloves, but I really don't think many people will with this quick draw. It's also a bit cheaper than the Black Diamond one, coming in under €100 for that set. So if budget is on your mind, then these might be a better choice than the BD ones. I like them, I like the way they feel in your hands, but they are super minimal, so will only suit some people. Okay, so to sum things up, the Kestrel is that budget-friendly option if you're looking for a teeny tiny carabiner. The Black Diamond, well, it's been tested by so many people. It's a classic for a reason, and it is a really good quick draw that feels fantastic in the hand. But if you're more into multi-pitch sport, then do check out the Dixie Orion. Multiple sizes means you can adapt them to your rack. They're a good price, and that curved gate and the bomber feel of it, especially when grabbing and hauling, can be really good if you're working hard pitches of multi-pitch sport. Okay, so that's our opinion. As always, you can pick these up from the Epic TV shop, and there's a link down below. And do let me know your favourite multi-pitch quick draws down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.